For those of you who aren't familiar with who Poster Boy is, Poster Boy was he was the first MC to retire from BET's Freestyle Friday. He passed away today. Anyway, if you're tuning in to me, you watching the Dribble by Gully TV. I have a visitor today. It's been a minute, and he has some things that he wants to bring to the table. You caught me in front of my green screen working, man. This better be good. What's going on? Talk to me.
Hey, listen, I'm checking in live from the West Coast, man. The notorious Wack 100 and his whole exposure camp, they up to the same old tricks again.
Yeah.
Can I cuss Gully or no?
No, please don't. I wanted to make that clear because I seen your video with the panel. Did
Right.
you? Yeah, man. You got to censor this joint, man. I want to see if I can get paid for
Okay,
it.
so I got you. See, it just so happens that I am a cultured individual, so we can have a conversation without all the theatrics, right?
Right.
So Wack 100 up to the old tricks again. I know you peeped it where where it's kind of like the talk of the town right now, the talk of the country, where Wack 100 supposedly has dropped some paperwork saying that Tee Grizzly snitched on a cat named Baby Shooter, who's an Avalon Crip out in LA, for the burglary of his house back in 2022.
Yeah.
So Wack 100 produced some paperwork, which was fake paperwork. I sent it to you. So you don't even have to be, you don't got to be an academic scholar. You don't have to be a Rhodes scholar. You don't have to be, you don't even have to have had spent a day in jail or in prison. You never have had to go to the library one time. You never have had to caught a misdemeanor or a felony even to know and understand that that paper, it's not even paperwork. The paper that he says shows and proves that Tee Grizzly cooperated with the police and pointing out the guy who burglarized his house. You can look at the paperwork without even reading anything. You can look at the structure of the document itself and know that that's not legitimate. That's one. Once you start to read the document and you look at the sentence structure and you look at the language that's being used in there, you know that wasn't written by a member of law enforcement, certainly not a detective as seasoned as the one they're saying authored or penned that supplemental police report that related to the robbery of the burglary in Tee Grizzly house. That's number two. Number three, so once the paperwork hit the flow, Wack says that he sent the paperwork to 15 other people prior to him coming out and saying anything about it. That's the same strategy he used with BG. Before he talked about BG and accused BG of being a snitch, he sent the so-called paperwork by BG to 14, 15 other people, and it landed on 1090 Jake's desk.
Right.
It's the same thing he did right now. He sent the paperwork to 15 podcasters or YouTubers according to his own description when he had to eventually come out with it himself because when nobody bite down on it because they knew it wasn't legit. It
Right.
didn't even look legit.
Right.
So he had to come out and do his own dirty work and show his hand because he threw a rock to 15 people. And then when they didn't bite, all except Christopher Lovejoy, Big 600, who were
Yeah.
part of his exposure camp. He's the
Right.
first one who posted it. When he posted it, I'm the first person in the country to respond to it because I know T.
Okay. Let me ask you something. I just heard about this. I believe maybe Thursday. Maybe like Thursday or something
It
like
is for
that.
how the presses.
Wack 100 is the reason that this came to the light. You said it happened in 2022, right?
The burglary happened in 2022.
Okay, but Wack 100 is the one that brought this online.
Yeah, he the one who brought it online. He disseminated it to 15 people according to him, and nobody would bite down on it. So he was aggravated when he starts to explain what happened, and he starts to put it on the floor. The first before he even starts to explain what it is or what the significance of it is or what it meant or no what the right or wrong of it. The first thing he said in his explanation was, "See, I sent this to 15 other people because I plan on taking the day off. I planned on not doing no content today, so I just sent this story to 15 other people, and so they can leak it and drop it." He was trying to get people to do his bidding for him, like
Yeah.
he always does. That's the serpent quality. That's
Yeah.
the Beelzebub nature of that man.
Okay. What did you how did you approach this as far as authentic as far as questioning the authenticity of this document? What errors, what holes did you see in this?
Well, it's a laundry list of things. One, first of all, the document of itself, like I said before, I want to reiterate this point. So listen, so it just so happens that I've been in quite a bit of trouble in my life, starting as a juvenile. So I've been looking at legal documents that have to do with criminal stuff for 40 years.
Okay.
I know a legitimate document when I see one. And here are the examples. One, when you look at the overall structure of the paper, now don't forget, it's supposed to be a police investigation report. I don't care if you're from Philly. I don't care if you're from Ohio. I don't care if you're from Maine. I don't care if you're from Seattle. I don't care if you're from Puerto Rico. That's not a legal document just by the face of it, the structure of it, the font of it, right? And
Yeah.
then another thing is when you look at I need let's just look at the structure of it. The structure of it first, the way it is structured and crafted, right? Before we even get into the language in the document, that's not an official police document. That is a piece of paper that somebody typed on it. And the font and the distance between one line and the next is 1.5 spaces, like you typing up a thesis paper or a term paper in high school.
Right.
That's one. Number two, when we delve into the actual information contained in this fake document, it says that it was written by Detective Hamilton. So when I first attacked it, I attacked it from the stance of Detective Hamilton. I made a few phone calls and I went online. Well, LA, the LAPD, and the LA Sheriff's Office, they don't have they don't provide public information about the regular rank and file officers, either a beat cop, a marina cop, a patrolman, anything like that.
Right.
The only structure they provide is the hierarchy from the police commissioner, the mayor, the police commissioner, on down to the deputy sheriffs and the high admin people. But there is an organization called Watch the Watchers. Watch the Watchers was birthed during the Rodney King era when the LAPD was running rampant with the corruption and all that other kind of stuff, right?
Right. Right.
So I contacted the Watch the Watchers people. They sent me a website because they watch the Watchers. They track LA sheriffs and LAPD officers. They track their conduct, their behavior. They can track their community involvement. They track disciplinary actions that have taken place to make sure that they're a community activist group.
Right.
So they sent me a link, and in the link, they have a complete dossier on every officer for the LAPD and the LA Sheriff's Department. It's called watchthewatchers.com, right?
Right. Right.
Specifically, LA Sheriff's and LA Police Department. So on the document, it says Hamilton, detective, badge number 321 9842. Well, that was strange because it's a 6-digit badge number. It looked like it was a bit too much. So I typed in, first I went to Chat GBT. You know how we do chat. You know how we do Chat GBT
Right.
now.
Right.
I
Right.
chatted the joint, right?
Right.
I put in Hamilton, LA, and the document said Devonshire Police Department. So that was the precinct.
Mm-hmm.
Devonshire Police Department, LAPD, Hamilton, 321 9842. It popped up, nothing. I sent you what I found. I
Yeah.
see the screen, nothing popped up, right? So they said there are officers in the LAPD named Hamilton, but nobody matches this badge number. How often does an officer who's supposed to have been sent out in the field to take a police report from anybody, let alone somebody as big as Tee Grizzly,
Yeah.
about $1 million robbery?
Yeah.
How often does the reporting police get his own badge number wrong in the document? How often does that happen? That's number two. Number
Right.
three, when you look at the sentence structure, it was written by somebody, Gully, who didn't graduate 6th grade, bro. When you look at the punctuation,
Yeah.
when you look at the grammatic styling of the document, that was not written by a seasoned detective,
Right.
right? But let me back up for a second. So I put the officer's name, Hamilton, in there, and I put
Badge number.
badge number. It
Right.
didn't hit on nothing. So now the rumblings coming out, because I put it out there and I tagged everybody. I know you heard it. So now they're looking for a Hamilton. They put Hamilton on there without even considering just how sloppy they was. Just how diabolical they are, bro. They think, see, Wack 100 and his merry band of idiots, right? They think they can just do anything, and they don't have any respect for the intelligence of the people who are consuming their product. So they just put an officer's name on there and made up, and even Chat GBT said this appears to be something that's made up, fictional. It's not a real person.
Yeah.
Even Chat GBT said that. So then I put it in. I got that Watch the Watchers link. I did my due diligence. I did my research. I put it in the Watch the Watchers link. I put Hamilton in. Yeah. They said the officer's name was Alan S. Hamilton. That's what they said his name was, because they being questioned about, we can't find this Hamilton that you got with this badge number.
Right.
So Wack 100 of them said Alan Hamilton is the guy who did it.
Right.
Gully. Alan Hamilton. So I did my research. Alan Hamilton is the deputy police chief. That's strange, because how often does the deputy police chief, who's one step beneath the police chief of a police department like LA, Los Angeles, California, which is humongous, how often does the deputy police chief go out on the beat and take a report about a burglary?
Don't make sense.
Don't make sense. That's not their job function.
Nah.
And you will, as the police chief not in the union. If you want to go, Gully, the police chief not part of the union. They part of the brotherhood, but they're not part of the union because you're a chief.
Right.
So you put there by the discretion, at the discretion of either the police chief himself or the police commissioner.
Okay.
So if the police chief was to go out and take a simple field report about a burglary, or even do a follow-up report about a burglary, you would be stepping on the toes of the detectives underneath your purview.
Subordinates, yeah.
Yes, you would be. So that's number two. Number three, so we pull it up. So I find Deputy Chief Alan S. Hamilton. The badge number on the paper, now they Wack 100 and his exposures, they say it was Alan Hamilton. And they even posted the picture of the guy. Same guy I sent you, right?
Yeah.
It's because, bro, this is all Laurel and Hardy, Three Stooges level work, bro.
Let me ask you something, right?
Go ahead.
Have you been able to establish a motive on why he would go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The motive is Wack 100 doesn't do it. First of all, the exposures podcast or the exposure camp that he created with those idiots and men of questionable character.
Right.
Right. He has created a platform that he has weaponized to use to attack, to antagonize, attack, and to virtually destroy, from a public relations standpoint, a person's character. He picks and chooses who he wants to label as a rat.
Yeah.
Like, for example, QCP. He said QCP ain't no rat. Even though QCP called the police again, called the police demanding the guy be arrested for killing his friend and shooting him. And then Wack say, well, he a civilian. Hey, bro, it was a drug deal where he got shot and his man got killed. He's selling dope. It's a matter of public record. So he's selling dope, he gets shot, his man get killed, he tell. That ain't no snitching. See, people are moving the goalposts, and Wack is the goalpost digger and mover if you ain't never seen one. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the motive is, who is Wack 100's boss? Who does he always talk about? Who does he always connect himself to? Where does he get his legit Blueface locked up?
Yeah.
Game is THRU. Game career is kaput.
Yeah.
So what person, I'm gonna answer the question for you, Gully.
Go ahead.
Birdman.
Oh.
Birdman. So now you say,
so I haven't. You said that he's created this to attack, antagonize, humiliate
the overall platform itself. Yes,
Yeah,
he
all right.
weaponized it.
But why would he go after somebody from Detroit?
The same reason why he went after the 4-2 Doug. When he went after 4-2 Doug and he started telling the story about what happened in QC compound between Offset and 4-2 Doug when they got into it over the dice game, he said that he stopped them from going at each other, from shooting each other, and really getting into it. He separated Doug from Offset. And that was 4-5 years ago. But then last year, he came out telling the story about how Offset hit Doug and tried to snatch his pockets and over a dice game when Doug stopped gambling when he went to roll the dice. So my question to that was, you said that as the elder statesman in the building, you had Blueface down there. P had let you use the studio. Quavo was gonna do songs with Blueface and all that. So when it happened underneath your nose, as the elder statesman, as an OG in there, P ain't there, Baby ain't there, who Doug was signing the Baby. So you said you stopped it from exploding and you separated them and you told Doug go on this way and Offset go on your way with your people. So why then, with 3-4 years later, you tell this story? Why? All you're gonna do, all you're gonna do is cause two people who are already into it in their camps. You re-sparking an incident by talking about who got down on who or who did what. But your initial story was you were OG and you stopped it from happening. So why recant the story right now? Why tell it now? What's your motive? And when I questioned him, he said he did it because Offset asked him to. And I said, I don't give a damn what Offset asked you. If you was the OG in that scenario, whether he asked you to say something about it or not, you should have kept quiet because you should. The same reason why you broke him up, stopped them from fighting and getting into it, to lead to something different. You should have said, "I'm not speaking on that," because you know the aftermath of what happened to Offset wasn't pretty. You know Offset got stripped. You know about all the the aftermath of Offset getting into it. 4-2 Doug was nasty in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you know that. You in the know. You know what happened after that. So why would you retell this story? Because and then he said, because Offset asked him to. I found that weird because at the same time Offset asked you to, you get into it Offset white Cardi B. Don't forget Cardi B and Wack 100 was going crazy on each other last year.
Yeah.
When Wack said that they checked in with the PILLMATIC cats, and she said, I didn't check in with you at all. I hollered at Big U. I do a lot. So while your wife is you talking to Wack and you trying to expose Doug for Wack, that's a Detroit person, right?
Right.
You fast forward a year and a half later, you going at Tee Grizzly. You know why? Because Tee Grizzly spanked YB before YB went on house arrest and started getting locked up about 4-5 years ago in Miami and rolled out. He spanked YB. And who Birdman running behind right now? If you watch the verses last
Young boy.
night,
Yeah. NBA young boy. Yeah.
right, he running behind Young Boy. So now it's a divide and conquer thing. Who is Dirk's friend? Don't forget Tee Grizzly and Dirk like this. And
Right.
Tee Grizzly, one of them rappers who ain't flipped on Dirk, even though Dirk is in that bad situation.
Right.
Tee Grizzly still like, that's my man. I ain't flipping on nothing. I ain't messing with YB at all. Period. YB don't care. But the whole point is Tee Grizzly's keeping it firm. He ain't flipping like some of these guys who claim to be friends with Lil Dirk.
Yeah.
Right? He ain't flipping, he's staying true. So therefore, anybody who's standing tall on the dirt, then Birdman is sending Wack 100 to try to attack their character. That's what's going on. That's exactly what happened. All you gotta do is think about it. At the verses last night, Gully, why in the world did Birdman stop and call midair and exclaim and proclaim the greatness of NBA YoungBoy right in the middle of verse? What the hell? What was that about? That was a weird moment. Tell me I'm lying.
It was strange. I didn't know
What
what
is
it was.
that about?
I mean, obviously he had a motive, but I didn't understand what it was about.
Yes. That's what it's about. It's attack. So Wack 100, he utilizes his platform to attract. It's always agenda based, bro. It's always agenda. Say in Miami, not T. And TG shot. Nah, yeah, well, you get that. Well, whatever you think, bro. All's well. Blame it good. Whatever you think. I was in Miami. It was doing Rolling Loud. I was there. I was in Miami. So whatever young boy got into it a couple of different times, but I was in Miami. You can't tell me nothing, bro. I ain't report nothing from the bleachers. I was in Rolling Loud. I was in Miami, but it's all good. Go ahead and put it on whoever it was. TB. Go ahead. Go ahead. And then see, the whole thing is guys be talking. So listen, it was 2 females got hit in YB Sprinter.
Okay.
Both of the females was from Alabama. I know them. One of them from Montgomery, and the other one was from Bessemer, Alabama, which is right outside of Tuscaloosa. And Tuscaloosa is about 45 minutes from Birmingham. It was two females that got shot up in the sprint. So whatever. It's all good.
Did you did you step to him and let him know that you found out that detective didn't exist? Well,
Who's
he exists, but he didn't write that report.
no, he's a police chief.
I mean, yeah,
The
he's a
deputy
police.
police chief.
Right.
Right. He ain't on the beat. And the report has Hamilton 321 9842. That's not a badge number. And LAPD sheriffs or police officers don't have 6-digit badge number. That's one red flag.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be Sigmund Freud or Shake Anti. You ain't gotta be, you don't gotta be, you don't gotta be Michael Eric Dyson to be able to figure this out. You ain't gotta be Elijah Muhammad, Mr. Farrakhan. You ain't gotta be Malcolm to be able to deduce that ain't right.
Right.
It's plain and simple. It's plain and simple. It's plain and simple. So that's what it is. So that's where the fake paperwork come from. The fake paperwork come from, and he said stand on it. Then we like, well, what you said this badge number don't match no Hamilton on the LAPD.
Yeah.
Then he say, well, it's Allen Hamilton. Allen Hamilton ain't no detective. Allen Hamilton is the deputy police chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. What are you talking
Right.
about?
Right.
So then they even posted a picture. Wack, he got spies. His underlings even posted a picture of Allen S. Hamilton. Well, when you go to his profile through Watch the Watcher, his badge number is 108. 108, not 321 9842.
Yeah.
None of it stands up. And then the baby shooter guy who they talked about, when the whole incident happened, right? When the whole incident happened, when he found out that his name had came up, he contacted Tee Grizzly in Tee Grizzly camp. And
Yeah.
he told Tee Grizzly and his camp who did the robbery, who did the burglary.
Yeah.
He a Crip, he an Avalon Crip. He named a collective of neighborhood Crips, rolling 60s, right? Avalon Crips, which is what he is, and Grape Street Crips. They all orchestrated the burglary with Tee Grizzly home. And he a Crip. And they tried to suggest at first that he was in jail for the incident, but he's not in jail. Nobody's in jail for the burglary with Tee Grizzly's home. Tee Grizzly didn't make no statement pointing out because he wasn't there. So
So
how in
hold
the
on, hold
world
on,
can he
hold
say
on. So that whole narrative of him pointing somebody out of a lineup that was made up.
made up? It's all false. When you look at the document, Gully, you were an intelligent and intuitive human being. Look at the paperwork. He says that I showed Tee Grizzly a 6-pack and he picked out figure number 4. And then he said afterwards that he identified Johnson, right? He said afterwards he showed Tee Grizzly a photo of Johnson and 2 other unknown males. Okay, why did you do that? So Tee Grizzly picked out figure number 4, who just so happens to be Tony Baby Shooter Tattletale Johnson, aka Baby Shooter Big Avalon Crip certified. So, and then you show him 2 other pictures, a picture of 2 other people, unknown males with Johnson. So you just, what if he would have picked out number 1? You went around with a photo lineup of people and other additional photos of them with other people. And then here's the kicker, Gully. Guess what? They said that the interview happened on February 17th, 2024. He said that he interviewed him in person February 17th, 2024 at 13:34. That's 1:34 p.m. He says that he met with Tee Grizzly and interviewed him. Tee Grizzly was in Miami on Saturday, February 17th. shooting a video with Future.
Oh wow.
He was not in California. He was not in California. So that's another lie.
Sloppy.
Have the proof, and then paparazzi, we have pictures, everything. It's provable. So all of it is sloppy, all of it is sloppy work. All of it. All of it is sloppy work.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All of it is sloppy work. So my whole
I
point
wonder how many other people has he pulled this off on? Because he always mysteriously come up with paperwork from somewhere.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. So, Gully, we're living in a time where you do have a lot of these guys who are in public eye who do have bad shit going on in their jacket.
Yeah.
So normally, when he says something like this, when there's smoke, there's fire, but there's no fire and there's no real smoke. And I sent you videos of the baby shooter guy on the phone with Tee Grizzly, telling Tee Grizzly who did it, and
I've seen that video before, but I didn't know who he was on the phone with. He was on the phone with Tee Grizzly right there.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's on the phone with T. And then he said, Wack 100 called me and told me that you put a hit out on me. Wack 100 claimed he PILLMATIC. What in the FUCK you doing calling this young guy, telling this guy, he admitted. Wack called me, said, man, young dog, no Tee Grizzly put a hit out on you.
So that's where that came from.
Same conversation, same FaceTime call. So you tell me, what you Wack 100? Listen, listen. I'm gonna say it in the most simplistic terms, but then we're gonna go high for a second. Wack 100, he is shaping narratives. He's creating content. He don't care if it's true or not. He would like for it to be true. He would like for it to have some substance. But the whole thing is, this is what he does, Gully. He go on his Clubhouse and he drop a bomb on whatever it is, let it marinate around Clubhouse. He
Right.
then graduates it from this progression. He graduates from Clubhouse to Instagram. He has one of his minions, Christopher Lovejoy, Ghost, Death of a Clout Chaser, Alternative Lifestyle, Gender Bender, Death of a Clout Chaser Chuck, Big Little, whatever.
Yeah.
He had them go in Clubhouse, and then it goes to Instagram. From Instagram, he takes it to his exposure podcast on YouTube. By that time, whatever issue they're dogging on, whatever issue they're stirring up, he has stirred up enough controversy, like Charleston White. He has stirred up enough controversy for Adam 22 or now academics or now Trap Laura Ross to want to interview him on Vlad TV, to want to interview him about it. So he does the same thing Charleston White does. He stirs the pot. He takes the opposite end of a situation. He rallies his crew around it, make it an issue, and then he know he gonna eventually get paid for an interview by Vlad.
Yeah.
But he gonna get clout from Vlad, clout from academics, clout from Trap Laura Ross, or clout from stupid Homo Heblicus Tool Man Adam 22. The Caucasoid raw meat eating, walk on all fours, descendant from the Caucasus Mountains of Europe, Adam 22.
The damage has been done already.
Yeah.
The damage, it's on other platforms. It's on Poetic Flacco. Poetic Flacco covered it.
That big fat lame. Yes, him too. Big fat. We call him Big Fat.
He said, "Remember how he was coaching Loose Cannon?"
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that's his motive. He
So
creates
watch this.
content.
Whoever said that, let me address that for just 1 second. So listen, everybody that Wack has used, just think about how he attacked Big U. When he fell out of favor with Big U, Wack merged, or he formed an allegiance with Crips who had fell out of favor with Big U as well.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time when Wack 100 and Loose Cannon is a Crip neighborhood, Big U neighborhood Crip. Wack 100, he coached Loose Cannon. Loose Cannon wasn't no public figure, Gully. He ain't no me. He ain't no you. Loose Cannon sounds like the most, can I say retarded?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, you've heard Loose Cannon try to form a oral sentence. Loose Cannon is by far one of the stupidest NIGGAZs you've ever heard talk. Say I'm lying. For a person to have been put on platforms like that and been given that look.
A lot of the stuff that he said has been proven to be probably exaggerated or a lie. Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, the Christmas truck, to the brother who said in the comment how he coached Loose Cannon. So Wack 100 and Loose Cannon found the guy who said, a Crip, who said that Big U hired them to steal a U-Haul truck full of Christmas toys, $40,000 worth, that was supposed to be passed out to the kids the next week
Right.
from the front of his house. The guy they interviewed said they when they got done with the U-Haul, they took the toys, and Big U was supposed to pay them on the back end once they did the GoFundMe, because they started the GoFundMe to get money.
God damn. It's a lot of diabolical shit. I don't know what's going on with Dawgface's connection right now. I think he said enough as far as proving whether the okay, you back. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my bad about the connection. So my whole thing is he interviewed a guy who was a Crip, who was friends with Big U. During the interview, they got the guy to admit that Big U hired him and another person to steal a U-Haul truck full of $40,000 worth of Christmas toys a week before Christmas, hope we passed out to kids in LA, in their hood.
Right.
Right? And then the guy they questioned him and they grilled him about details. The guy revealed that Big U gave them the keys to the U-Haul. That's why the neck wasn't broken. That's why there wasn't no visible signs of a car theft, because they had the keys to the U-Haul.
Right.
They interviewed him. When you interview about somebody about a crime that has been unsolved, and you saying that Gully did it, if I interview somebody that you associated with, and the guy saying Gully TV told me to go shoot Big Money T over there on Claiborne, and he said he gonna pay me 10,000. Gully gonna pay you? Yeah, he gonna pay me 10,000. Did he pay your money? No, he pay my money. Now nobody. The crime about little Pookie ain't got solved. Who got shot? Am I telling on you? I'm interviewing somebody who's talking about a crime that's not been solved.
Right.
That ain't ratting.
I gotta say this. I heard DJ Academic say, he said the difference between these gangbangers on the West Coast and the ones on the East Coast, he said these guys on the West Coast, they don't get money.
No.
He said they don't know how to hustle. So all of this shit that you saying that he continues to cook up, all of these ruses and deception, like you just said about the theft of the truck that Big U engineered.
Mm-hmm.
It's they do a bunch of shit, man. They do a bunch of shit, man, to put their hands on some paper. A bunch of shit that we probably wouldn't go through, but they go through extremes with the deception and shit to get to some money. First person that I heard say that they don't know how to hustle for real was DJ Academics, though. This is crazy that they go through all of this shit.
Yeah, but but what's even crazier, Gully, is how does the general public outside of Los Angeles, how do we know about all this stuff with Big U? How did we know that Loose Cannon and his crew of Crips caught Meek Mills in a club, grabbed him up, squoze him,
They told
made
us.
him call? How do we know that?
They told us. He said that on my platform. They told us.
So what you did was describe a kidnapping because you held him by force against his will, an extortion play, wire fraud, threats, intimidation, and then the bigger issue, hey, Meek, you from Philly. How in the world could you let these guys, these broke ass NIGGAs, these po broke ass BITCHs, Meek Mills? He never said it wasn't true. Rick
Man,
Ross never said it wasn't true.
ain't nobody trying to test that, man. Them niggas done killed people, man. You see what happened to Pop Smoke. You see what happened to PNB Rock. Nobody's gonna.
Hey, listen, but
when them
these
niggas step to their business, niggas is in compliance, man, because them niggas they killed Nipsey on camera. Like that's the underlying fear factor that these
the fear
niggas
factor for Meek
these niggas
Mills,
will kill.
Meek Mills from Big Philly. He Big Philly, a millionaire.
Yeah.
He popping willies. He a gangster.
He's not a
Now
gangster.
this all happened before him and Puffy started dressing alike, and before Michael Rubin made him hop like a bunny.
Yeah.
This
So
is
what gangster do you know to do bunny hops? He's not a gangster.
well. What I'm
That
saying
nigga not
is,
test. That nigga not playing with no LA niggas, man.
oh,
He
so
not.
listen. So hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you like somebody from the East Coast said, niggas die every day. B. They ain't when they made the gun that he got, they ain't stopped making the gun that he can get. And
I hear you, but
and
nobody from California has been killed in New York. Nobody from California has been killed in Philly.
well, listen.
Niggas get knocked down in LA on the regular.
On a regular basis, that is true. So listen. So the whole thing is, Gully. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care where nobody from, bro. If you, I don't know what Meek Mills and his crew was going through. If you violate me, bro, you're gonna have to show and prove. And I might not be able to get you in your own backyard, but don't forget, all the hip hop is not centered in LA. You got hip hop, you got events happening all over the place.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Nobody's going to a hip hop event in Philly, fam. Nobody, nobody's going to a niggas from the East Coast don't even go to hip hop events in Philly. Like that's when
they have,
when they have an
and
event
listen,
in Philly, Philly niggas go to that shit. They used to that shit. But
right,
outsiders,
okay,
the allure of coming to Los Angeles is the weather,
yeah, the beaches,
the
all that,
potential, yeah, the
the
weed,
Hollywood thing. But hey,
yeah,
listen, bro, I just ain't going. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of knowing what you got, knowing what you're dealing with. Sauce Walker. Sauce Walker had a pronounced beef with Young Thug for years, right?
yeah,
Sauce Walker don't go to Atlanta. Young Thug don't go to Houston because they understand.
yeah,
They understand
yeah,
that any situation can turn into a takeoff situation in Houston. I just left Houston. I've been in Houston 2 times in the last month. That mob ties, that's real. That that TFS, that's real.
he said that shit real.
It's real. It's real.
Right.
Bro, I would rather take my chances in LA than to go to Houston and fall out with somebody. That is real.
Oh shit.
It's real.
I think it's real in LA too.
Oh, it's real. It's definitely real. And I'm not taking anything away from no, bro. Listen, if there's one thing that NIGGAZs can do, is be a NIGGAZ.
Yeah.
Ain't can't no NIGGA be a NIGGA like a NIGGA.
Right.
You hear me? So I'm
Yeah.
not taking away from the propensity of violence and conflict from nobody.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if I'm a millionaire, I'm a superstar like Meek Mills was during this time. Anybody can get got because I'm a retired robber. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You're not gonna do nothing to me. And then I'm listen. Once you do it, it's on the floor everywhere.
He
You
said
got to go to Miami.
it's on the flow.
You got to go. You got to go to Miami. You got to go to Houston. You got to go to Atlanta. You got to come to New York.
Yeah.
You got to come. It's on. It's on. One good turn deserves another, don't it?
Yeah.
Meek Mills is a disgrace to the entire state of Pennsylvania. Whatever key or whatever award that he's received from any place in Pennsylvania, they need to rescind it. That's just me. That's just that on that. That's just that on that, brother. That's that on that. But Wack 100 tried to pull a flea flicker, but I wasn't going for it. You hear
Yeah.
me? And on your show, I want to challenge Wack 100 to a boxing match, right? I really want to, but I already
Wack
know
don't
he the
box nobody,
yeah.
man.
Well, he say he is. Hey, good. Hold on now. Did you say he from L.A.?
They kill, man. They not known for boxing and shit like that.
Well, Wack say he is. Well, he definitely ain't no killer.
Yeah.
I got $20,000 for Wack 100 if he a box me in the box, make it a public display. I got 20,000.
Man, Wack ain't fighting nobody, man. Wack's a fat nigga, man. Wack,
Hey, Gully. Hey,
Wack
Gully.
ain't doing
Hey,
none of
listen.
that, man.
Also, it's some cats in Detroit who called the police on me and pressed charges on me because they say I threatened them over the phone. Guys, you know.
Yeah.
Guys, you know or should know, or you are in the position to know. I'm fighting a case right now.
These funny documents, the ones that you sent me, have you posted these on Instagram?
I have.
Go ahead and drop your Instagram profile so people who listening to this discussion could go see them documents.
It's Dawgface TV Podcast, DAWGFACE TV Podcast, or the most dangerous voice in Detroit. No underscores, no none of that. The most dangerous voice in Detroit, or you can go to the YouTube streets on Instagram, and you can see everything there.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, I want you to give them the 2 points that you pointed out that prove that these documents was handcrafted. Go ahead.
Well, the 2 points, one, the overall structure of the document within and of itself. Before you even examine the wording on the document, you can look at the structure of the document. And there are no earmarkings on the document that would suggest that it was electronically disseminated. Because if it's a police report, how did you get it?
Yeah.
Right? They had to email it to you, or they had to disseminate it to you through some type of electronic means. You know as well as I do, on any electronic disseminated document, especially a legal document, at the bottom of that page, it's a barcode, it's a website. It is some earmarkings to where it come from, what date, what time it was copied and given to who.
Yeah.
That's number two. Number three, Tee Grizzly, it said he was interviewed on February 17, 2024. February 17, 2024, Tee Grizzly was in Miami. Number three, and this is the big kicker. They say Officer Hamilton, badge number 321, 9842 of the LA Police Department of the Devonshire Precinct, interviewed Tee Grizzly and took that report. There is no Officer Hamilton badge number 3219842.
Right.
So then, when they get squoze a question about it, they put up Officer Alan S. Hamilton because they had to find a Hamilton to fit their story, right?
Yeah.
Officer there, Alan S. Hamilton is Deputy Chief of Police.
Yeah.
Alan S. Hamilton, and his badge number is 108. The document is a total fraud. It don't take no degree in criminal jurisprudence to figure it out.
Yeah. Lastly, the whole narrative of Tee Grizzly pointing this gentleman out in the lineup. You said that never happened.
Never happened. Everything is in that document is all a lie. It never happened. Why would, first of all, Tee Grizzly's house was insured. His jury was insured. Right?
Yeah.
So Wack 100 told the Crip guy, Tony Johnson, aka Tattletale Tony, he told Baby Shooter, the Crip, Baby Crip was in fear of his life. The jury was insured. Tee Grizzly didn't lose nothing. He didn't lose nothing. You know as well as I do, when you insure your jury, when it's insured, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna replace it at cost of what it costs to make it right now. So if you had a chain, you got jury, you bought a chain last year,
based
I've
on
seen it.
appraisal. Based on appraisal.
Right,
Yeah.
based on your appraisal. But then the appraisal is one thing. But if something happens to it and they have to replace it, they have to replace it at the cost of what the materials would be today, not last year when you bought it.
Right.
If you ever lose a piece of jewelry that's insured, whether it gets stolen, you leave it in the hotel, forget that they clip you from it from the cleaning crew. If you file a claim, they're going to replace it at the market value today. Like gold 2 years ago is less than gold is right now. So in order to replace it, they're going to ask you to go get a replacement cost workup from your jeweler, of how much it costs to make that same thing right now. And
Right.
that's the value you're going to get right now. So if gold is higher, you're going to get more money. If gold is lower, it's going to be less money.
Okay. Dog, I appreciate your time. You laid out this the way you presented it. The fine points was very, very clear. Hopefully people who listen to this discussion, they now understand that Tee Grizzly never pointed anybody out. And this was all engineered by Wack 100. Typical. Go ahead and sign out, man. Tell them where they can find you at online and all of that. We out of here. I appreciate you again.
Hey, listen, my name is Dawgface. Call it wrong. I'm the most dangerous voice in Detroit. Shout out to Gully TV. Shout out to everybody in Gully land. Everybody in the chat. The people who get blocked, y'all know y'all should be on y'all best behavior messing with Gully. Y'all know Gully ain't gonna tolerate no disrespect. Y'all know that. Y'all get y'all self-blocked, you damn dummies.
None of
Shout out
that.
to Gully, man.
Peace.
Love, brother. Peace.
All right.